friends, Lorien Witch here with your monthly tarot card reading for your individual sign. This will be a brief snapshot of what's to come for most of you in your sun sign. It's also applicable for your rising sign and your moon sign. So watch those videos if you'd like a fuller picture of what seems to be coming up for you this month. I have picked up on messages the cards wish to give me for those who need to hear it. Now, it doesn't matter if you don't feel that you have a resonance with the messages, that's absolutely fine. Perhaps the messages this month don't really apply to you, or you could in fact look back on the month and actually see that they did have a purpose there. So whatever you feel like in these messages, don't worry. I do hope it does resonate with a fair few of you. It seems like it's going to be a majority for this month. And if you'd like me to look at something more in depth with you, please feel free to get in touch. You can book and purchase a personal reading with me on both my website and through Etsy. As usual, thank you so much for your kind comments, for your sharing, subscribing, and also your emails as well. I've met a lot of you through Facebook and Twitter, in addition to YouTube, and this really makes me happy connecting with you all. So I just wanted to let you know I am so glad that I'm able to connect with you this way, and that a lot of you do feel a resonance with the readings that I do for you. So without further ado, let's have a look at your sign's monthly reading. Hello fellow Scorpios, let's have a look and see what is happening for you in September 2015. You may notice that it's a different deck this month. This is the Chrysalis Tarot by Holly Sierra and Tony Brooks. I wanted to change it up a little bit. This is a deck I've wanted to use more for quite a long time, and recently I had a really big calling to use these decks, and I thought what better way to get to know it by giving you a reading with these cards. And they're absolutely beautiful, and they hold very strong inner messages for all of you. And also we have the theme of the month card as the Earth Magic Oracle cards by Stephen D. Farmer. So let me have a look. As usual, 4 cards at the top represent approximately a week of energy when it comes to September, and the Oracle card is just the message of the month. Now, as you may know, I am a fellow Scorpio, my sun sign, and this reading is very interesting to me. The Ace of Stones and the stones in general is all about pentacles, if you're going from the traditional deck. The scrolls are swords, the mirrors are cups. Now, while the middle two may cause you to worry slightly, because in traditional decks, if you're aware of what they mean, they can be quite topsy-turvy, and they are topsy-turvy in a way. I do feel the majority of these cards are very welcoming, certainly to me. So let me see if I can just take a look and get a feel of it. Now, the Ace of Stones, to be honest, this is something that I understand. It's basically the new beginning. It's almost like the first stone that was placed in Stonehenge. It was the beginning of such a momentous, and it almost looks like a monolith, really. But I do feel like this is the beginning of something. This is a promise. This is something that you can now make which is long lasting. There are potential energies around this first week that allow you to begin roots, start building, start working on something else, or even refining something else. You know, there were so many little stones around, you know, you may be able to pick and choose which ones you start to build with. It could be projects, it could be people that you choose to work with, but I do feel that your immediate goals are going to be attained. Your long-term goals are now what you want to look forward to. So that first stone, think about it as the first stone of Stonehenge. You know, they planted that there, they made sure it was strong and steadfast, and then they carried on to the next one. Their whole entire goal was to create something long-lasting to commemorate whatever the hell it was that they were going to commemorate, because we still don't know. But I think this is the start of something. You may not know what the entire thing is going to look like in the end. You may have a good idea, but this week seems to be the start of something a lot bigger for you. And it's the month where Saturn finally exits your sign and it goes into Sagittarius. Now, for some of you, it may be a Saturn return if you're around the ages of 27 to 28, or even, I think it's 60 or 57, 58, when Saturn returns to the moment it was on your natal chart, on your when date you're born. But in any case, the fact that it's now out of your sign of your first sign, Scorpio sign, first house, and it's going into your your house of money, it's going to get a bit disciplinarian on you. It's going to get very, okay, so how have you been spending money in the past? How have you been dealing with this before? If you've been spending money wisely, if you've caught up on everything before this happens, I feel that it's going to be okay. It's not going to be a windfall, but you're certainly not going to have as much trouble as you would if you have been slightly careless with money recently. You are going to be able to tighten your belt with Saturn's influence. You are going to be able to alter the way that you view money and spend money, because I feel like you're going to have a better understanding of that. Okay, sorry, I had to pause the recording there just for a second because the ice cream man decided to come round and park outside of my house. So, on the Ace of Stones, it's very much about progressing forward, setting your goals, making sure, because when Saturn comes around, you may have to tighten your perspective on money and finances in that way. However, the Seven of Scrolls is it's normally the Seven of Swords, but in this one, it's almost like you are intended to take the road without a risk, rather than the road that has a few challenges, and that can be, the easier path, I would say. But the main thing I think for me is having the will to push forwards, and also making sure that you are okay with whatever decisions that you make. So if you're inclined to take the easier route, make sure it's for the right reasons. You're not going, I just can't be bothered with the challenge because, there's too much to do and there's not enough energy. Allow your intuition to hold you in the right path. Many courageous decisions can be made just because they feel right. And I do feel like this is almost, you're entering a new phase. Yes, I feel a little bit tentative about going back. It's new territory. It's something that I believe it is similar to something that you've done before. However, you may be a bit wary of how things may have changed since then. So that's what really holds you back slightly, and you're not sure whether you want to continue on the same path. It's almost like, well, I'm just going to have a little bit of a rest here, because where it's leading me is sort of slightly similar, and I don't really want to go through that again. It's fine if you want to do that, but I feel it'd be better to confront the problem. So you've started this, you've now hit a thing where you have to go, okay, I might go through this door, I might go through the one which is easier for me. Try and do the one which accomplishes your end goal, to be honest. Try and do the one which sets you forth on the right strength and the right path, because we have the 5 of mirrors in the third week, and this is overcoming disappointment. This is gaining healing as well, maybe through forgiveness of your own mistakes or somebody else's. So this is almost like a difficult path or a difficult emotional upheaval that you need to continue with. You need to get this set right now, and it's almost like whatever wrongs you may have suffered is going to heal in time, but it will heal faster, and it will leave fewer scars when you are merciful to yourself, compassion as well to the outer things that may have wronged you. So wherever possible, choose the road which is working on those scars. It's working on those past disappointments to actually improve your opportunities that are coming forwards, because we have the Two of Stones here. So you start it off, you have this little dip in the middle, and then you finish the month with a great deal of trust. So it's a beautiful bear on there. I mean, I love bears. I think they're very majestic as well as being absolutely adorable. But it's almost like you're approaching the line where it's almost like in the Lord of the Rings where Samwise Gamgee, I'm showing my geek now, where Samwise Gamgee, the Hobbit, says, "The next step I take will be the furthest I've ever been from home." This is your moment. This is your Samwise Gamgee moment where you realise it's the point of no return. You need to take the next step, and it's scary, and you've got a lot of healing still to come. You've got a lot of balance there. You are going to remain grounded. You're not going to fall down. You are sure of yourself, but it's still the excitement, and it's still the unsurety there. It's kind of when you take a decision to either move abroad or move somewhere. You're excited for it, but you're also slightly a bit terrified because it's a little bit different. You know you're never going to be able to go back again. So it's that. You're leaving behind certain things. You're making your peace with certain things. You're not staying still. Don't hesitate at the doorway just as you're getting started. Carry it through, because this has the potential to really push you further. Make sure that you know everything to do with contracts that are given you. Make sure that you know everything legal about certain things if you're making that kind of change. But to be honest, this is a very strong push. Now that Saturn's outside of your sign, you are free. You are free of its impulse on your personal life in that way. Finances, yes, it's going to take a little microscope and have a look at what you're doing, but the light of Saturn is now off you. It's off on Sagittarius somewhere else. You know, it's seeing what Sagittarius is up to. But you need to make sure that you carry on in discipline of yourself to make sure that you're always moving forwards. And you may feel like the last few years of Saturn has left these scars on you. They have left disappointments. They have completely transformed the way you view things. But now it's time to move on. You can't stay stuck in the same place. And that actually resonates with me, to be honest. Maybe I could go somewhere with no more ice cream men. That would be nice. But looking at the ocean card for the overall theme of the month, it really does bring a sense of going where the river wants to take you, going where you feel is natural to you. No matter how bumpy the waters get, you know it'll pass. This too will pass. This is going to lead you to something a lot better. And the gravity of this that I'm feeling right now, it's kind of a pull. It's a very grounded energy. Us watery signs aren't very used to being grounded, I would say. We like to swim freely and we like to go everywhere, and Scorpios can be very deep and tumultuous. But now I think you're going to be in the fray. You're going to be in the froth and the foam of the sea. You're going to be, okay, let's see what this happens. Let's see where we can go. Let's see which horizon we can reach now. Because trust of yourself, trust of the universe is going to be the only way that you are able to make a difference in your life. So all in all, September, now that Saturn's moving away from you on the 18th, it seems like it's going to be very strong and very promising for you. And if you would like me to take a personal look at anything in particular that you want to discuss, just order something from either my personal website or Etsy, and I'll be in touch to discuss this with you. However, I do wish you the best of luck in September. I'm going to be going through it with you, so it's going to be very interesting. It does show you as kind of solitary in this month, but I think it's just because it's going to be easier for you because it's your own path. But I do look forward to reading for you in October, and my fellow Scorpios, take care.